What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody today? Good to hear. Today I want to talk about a band called Sightings. This is their album called City of Straw, released in 2010 on Jagjaguar Records. Sightings is a noise rock band. They're from Brooklyn. They're a trio. They've been around since 1997. It's their 7th album. It was recorded at Brah Studios, which I read is the studio that this other band from Jagjaguar owns or works in. The band's called Juanita or Juanita. They help them out. Juanita's pretty rad. I have a lot of their albums. They're pretty cool. I also like Sightings a little bit. I really enjoyed their previous album, Through the Panama. It was a little more coherent than this album. This album wasn't really all that much of a step forward or anything. It was just kind of reiterating the same ideas and maybe expanding a little on it. Sightings, like I said, they're a noise rock and they are really, really noisy. There are hardly any melodies on here. I didn't hear just the bare minimum of melody. No real hooks or anything, just a lot of noise and screech and guitar squall and feedback and distortion and, you know, sounds sputtering and groaning and moaning and clashing and screeching and chugging and clicking, crackling, hissing, buzzing, scraping, all this. Just the most discordant, abrasive noise ever. Just so noisy. Things are just barely songs. You can kind of tell it's a song though because there are vocals, there are little moments of rhythm and song patterns there, but it's very, very, you know, hit and miss. It's hard to pick up on, hard to tell what's going on, very much so chaotic. I felt like a lot of these songs didn't really gel all that well. I have no idea how you would rehearse a song like this and try to make it exactly the same each time you play it. Like, oh, you forgot to do the hiss click thing here on this song with the big it's like, oh, I forgot that. Like, I don't know how you write this down on sheet music to rehearse it or whatever. I don't know. I think these guys are just flying by the seats of their pants and just have like a lyric sheet and a little bit of like the drummer has to do this and like, I don't know, this music is nuts. It's crazy. It's very, I don't know, inaccessible for sure. The vocals on here are barely decipherable. They're kind of reminiscent of the vocals on The Liars, though. It has all that kind of slurred, chanting, ranting kind of speech. It's not really singing. It's very much so buried in the mix, too. You can't really tell what he's going on about when he's ranting and raving on here. The vocals on Through the Panama are a lot more clear. You could actually decipher some words and what's going on. It's definitely the kind of music that makes you think that your speakers are busted. You hear all this noise and screech. You're not sure if your CD's skipping or if you blew a speaker. Is your phone ringing? What is all this? Like, it's very, very dense, very, very layered. Not that the whole album's dense. There are some sparse moments on here, and that's where I feel Sightings is at their strongest, the most, you know, successful with their music. It's very, very creepy, very slow, very sparse, and it's got a little bit of hissing and clicking, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? Very off-putting stuff. Kind of creepy, but there are a couple tracks on here that actually do kick it up and works himself into a rage and the guitar squall and everything. It's just hitting to a head and it's nuts. This album is 8 songs, 39 minutes long. Yeah, and it's just crazy. If you're into bands like Wolf Eyes or even maybe like really noisy Black Dice or Hair Police, like noisy bands like that, like Throbbing Gristle, like, I'd say if you're a Liars fan, you might like this, but Liars are nowhere near as noisy as this. These guys are just like almost the epitome of noise. They don't like, some reviewers online saying like they were peerless in this genre of just noise rock. And some other guy found a quote, I'm not sure if it's an official quote, but they said Sightings said this is their most forward, coherent, and best record. I don't know how coherent it is. Is it their best? Because I really liked their album before this. This one just seems to be like rehashing the same ideas as the other one, the same kind of seething, scary, kind of repetitive kind of thing, but it didn't really expand or develop that idea anymore. But yeah, just, I don't know, if you're into like noisy, crazy, chaotic music, you might dig this. A lot of reviewers I was reading too, and they're talking about this album, said they actually, the more they listened to it, the more they found it enjoyable and actually found it kind of accessible. I'm like, are they kidding me? It's like, I could listen to this and I could appreciate all the ideas and the balls it takes to make this kind of noisy music and just say like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this every day when we jam to make this music. And it probably would be a lot of fun to do, but to say it's enjoyable, I don't know if I'd go that far. Enjoyable, like interesting, sure, enjoyable, I don't know what you're talking about. But maybe they did like it. I can't take that away from them. Whatever. I didn't find it that different from the previous work. Cover art's kind of cool though. We got some sort of sunset on a lake, and it's got all these little holes like you'd find on the back of a microwave or back of a computer, any kind of machinery that needs to cool off, like circulation. We got the same thing but inverted on the back. On the inside, kind of hard to see, but there are some faces in there. If you look hard enough and squint your eyes, you can see kind of 3 heads coming out of some blackness, darkness. But like I said, very confounding, very chaotic, extremely noisy music. Bare bones melody though, but lots of weird noise ideas. If you're a big fan of noise, you'll probably dig it. I did like Through the Panama, and I would suggest checking that one out first, even though several people online said this was their favorite album. So maybe you would like this one more. I don't know. Personally, I didn't get that much out of it. I did listen to it a few times, hoping if I listened to it like one more time, I would find like something enjoyable, but nothing really. Not that it was bad. Like I said, I did find it interesting. I can appreciate it, but I don't know. Sightings, City of Straw, 2010, Jagjaguar. There you have it.